Welcome back. Latino voters played a big role in helping Donald Trump win back the White House. According to our NBC News exit poll in 2020, Biden won Latinos by a 2-to-1 margin, with President Trump winning just 32% of the Latino vote. But in 2024, President Trump improved his share of the Latino vote by 14 points. And that surge in support was critical to his win. This week, we got to hear from some of those Latino Trump voters in the latest installment of our Deciders Focus Group held by Engagious, Sago and Syracuse University. And while this key group of voters is still largely backing the president, we did hear some division on the president's mass deportation agenda. Look.
So why do you approve overall of the president's handling of illegal immigration? For those of you who approve of it. Hector, why do you approve of it?
I approve of it because we had for the last 4 years, we've had millions and millions of people that have crossed the border illegally. We've had people that appear on the FBI wanted list that have crossed the border. Gotaways have gone crazy. So you have to do something. In order to do something, and he's only got 4 years to do it, you got to remember that. He's got to take big steps, and that's what he's doing.
Okay. Other reasons why you approve? Justin, you've been critical of him on a lot of things. Why do you approve overall of his handling of the legal immigration?
It all goes back to the point of that if you're here illegally, it goes back to the conversation I had with my parents and other people. If you do something illegal, expect it to catch up with you. You can only run for so long, right? So, you know, on a grand enough scale, other countries do this type of stuff. They're not so nice about it. They throw you in a little sinkhole.
So, Rosalind, you're supportive of the president's immigration policies.
Yes, I find it a very hard question to answer.
Tell me why.
Because, like they said, they came here illegally, and I don't want people to come here illegally. But if they've been here for 30 years, my heart goes out to them that they've established a life here. If they came in the last year, that's not a very long time to say, oh, I haven't committed a crime in a year since the crime I committed coming to the country.
So President Trump is deporting people who have been here a while, who haven't committed a new crime since they arrived. How do you feel when he does that?
I think they should all be deported.
Okay, but you just told me you're torn.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of that, but it's just like some people say 10 years, some people say, 20 years or whatever, but I don't know. So I'm just I think they should just all be deported, and the ones that were working here, paying taxes and whatever, they might be able to get at the top of the list to come back if they haven't broken the law.
So fascinating to hear that. Joining me now on set is Margaret Talev, director of the Syracuse University Institute for Democracy, Journalism and Citizenship, and NBC News correspondent Julie Tsirkin. Thanks to both of you for being here. Margaret, I always love these discussions that we have. They're just so fascinating and revealing. What were your key takeaways from hearing from those voters who were critical to President Trump's win?
Chris, I think there's two ways you could read the results and the conversation that we just all watched together. And one way is to say, wow, President Trump has gone so far in the way they've proceeded with these deportations that it's starting to shake support among his faithful. But the other way to watch the same conversations that we just saw is to say there are voters who hate this, who hate to see people who have been here for 30 years become prioritized just to hit a numbers quota. And yet, when pressed, they are still behind President Trump. Now, this is not a group of totally on the fence swing voters. These are not Democrats who voted for Donald Trump. These are independents and Republicans who are, they lean conservative, and they are animated, almost all of them, by their strong belief that illegal immigrants should not be able to come into this country and should not be able to stay. Yes, those details make them very uncomfortable. When pressed, almost all of them say they still stand with the president.
It's fascinating to hear that. You can hear how animated they are, Julie. And of course, this comes as we have the midterms looming. These are the voters who were critical to President Trump's victory in 2024. They're going to be critical if Republicans are going to hold on to the House in 2026. How do you think Republican members of Congress are hearing that same conversation?
I think they are panicking. You started to see some of the private panic play out publicly. Senator Tom Tillis went on the floor, for example, yesterday and was speaking out about the Afghan interpreter who was detained by ICE in California. I thought that was notable. But when you're talking about House Republicans, 6 Hispanic Latino members of the Republican conference in the House wrote a letter to the ICE director asking the acting director to prioritize criminals, to not go after the people that you were talking about in these focus groups with. And just anecdotally, Kristen, I just got off the campaign trail where I covered the New Jersey governor's race last week. And what I heard from Latino voters, 2 women in particular who support President Trump, who support the Republican nominee for governor of New Jersey, who were recent immigrants. I think that's key, and you saw that distinction in your focus group as well, who said to me, we support what he's doing, but we don't support separating families, tearing people off the streets who have been paying their taxes. It's just fascinating to see in person.
Absolutely. And of course, New Jersey in focus, not just for its gubernatorial election, but because President Trump made so many gains in that traditionally blue state. I want to talk a little bit about the reaction to what we've been seeing in Los Angeles. It really kind of became ground zero for the debate over President Trump's deportation policies when he dispatched the National Guard and the Marines to deal with those anti-ICE protesters. The focus group was asked about that. Let's look.
So President Trump has activated 4,000 National Guardsmen and sent 700 Marines to Los Angeles. By a show of fingers, who approves of these specific steps? 4 of you do. Okay.
I think that normally it might be kind of out of the ordinary, being that it was so early into the demonstrations. But I think given the BLM riots and everything our country went through a few years ago, and it being in California where Newsom will pretty much not put his foot down at all, I think that he had to get ahead of it. Otherwise, we would be seeing even more of it. So that's why I approve.
I approve because it really does get out of hand. You know, the National Guard will be there hopefully to keep it under control.
A couple of you said that you don't approve. Tell me why.
Mine is more like a personal just experience. Like I lived through the Venezuelan protests when the government did that and sent tanks, and it got real violent real soon against the people. So I get scared. It's like more of like a PTSD thing, but I understand what Rosin's saying, like based on the history with how bad the BLM protests got. It's probably reasonable, but still it's a lot for me.
Margaret, what do you make of that set of responses?
There's something more there, and it is that for most of the people who are generally okay with it, even if they don't love it necessarily, it doesn't have the same proximity to them. They don't feel like it's about them, and they also don't feel like it is about civil rights or the rights of Americans to protest. They feel that it is about illegal immigration, which is an issue that they deeply care about. And we've actually seen this now in a number of slightly different focus groups. It's interesting that these are Hispanic voters, so you're like, how would Hispanic voters feel about it? But as we all know, third-generation Hispanic voters are just American voters. They just happen to be Hispanic. For the woman who said, I'm triggered by this, it's because it is a civil liberties issue for her. But for the other people, they generally align with Trump, not Gavin Newsom. They're not Californians, and they see this as a matter of doing what you have to do to block illegal immigration, not as a matter of are their own civil liberties going to be impinged on increasingly by an administration that is testing the limits of executive power.
Yeah, Julie, most of that group sided with Trump in that debate, but it was fascinating to hear the one focus group woman who said, I have PTSD because I lived through this in Venezuela. This is personal for her.
And it goes back to what we were talking about, the division between people who recently immigrated here, who maybe have gone through those things, and those in the focus group who were first-generation Americans, were born here. And I think on the Hill, what's so fascinating here is you're seeing a lot of that reflected among Republicans, right? The people who feel this way in the focus groups, it's hard to find a Republican who doesn't agree with the administration's strategy in sending the Guard there. That's why they're expanding these raids in blue cities across the country. But I do think it's a fascinating discussion, and certainly one that people on the Hill will continue having.
It's just revealing. Thank you so much for bringing us this really fascinating conversation as we continue to have this debate nationally.
Yes, really interesting economic threads, too, if you have time to watch it. Just endless source of insight into how even his closest supporters are having some mixed feelings about the administration.
Well, and of course, the economy is still the top issue for voters. Ladies, thank you.
Thanks.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.